Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and right now we're going to be diving into the Bruins and Canucks post-game show. We're going to be talking about everything about this game and more. There are all kinds of things flying around, not only about the game, but Elliot Friedman just dropped a huge bomb about Kiefer Sherwood during the second intermission that we will be talking about for sure tonight. If your team tank or team retool, post in the comments whether you're happy or sad about this point that we got, because the Bruins end up beating the Vancouver Canucks at home. Canucks at home, 3-2 overtime, and just like, okay, there's so. I mean, I don't know if there's so much to talk about tonight, but there's enough to talk about tonight. That was super interesting. Of course, talking about Minton, and he scores the first goal. He bought a whole bunch of tickets. He's the local boy coming into Vancouver, and he's playing top line minutes with Pasternak, and he came to play. He bought all these tickets for his family, friends, and it was exciting for him. And he ends up getting the game winner. I mean, you can't write that story any better. His family must be pumped, right? So you've got that storyline going. Then the Canucks at times look better than Boston, right? Look better than Boston. And then you've got Lindholm and Zadorov coming back. I mean, there's so much to say about each one of those things. I feel like I'm kind of getting away from it here. Let me just dive into, and I'm going to bring it up here, just into the game itself. And I wanted to show you. So as you can see, we've lost 2 overtime games in a row, back-to-back at home for Canuck fans. I mean, I think Canuck fans are happy at this stage, because you're sitting there and you're like, well, that was entertaining. We paid money for that. And you know, it was worth the effort, and it was worth the money for the tickets. And maybe you buy some merch and, you know, do all that kind of stuff. So, right. So there's nothing wrong with that portion of it at all. But if you look at it, it's, you know, we're gaining 2 points. You can't tell the team to just like tank. You can't tell them to suck. They have to go and play a real game and try to do what, you know, what they need to do. They get paid to play. They get paid to compete. And that's the good thing, right? You want guys that are going to be tough to play against. Tonight, we outshot them, but it's not like we had a lot of great chances. I mean, got a lot of pucks on net, you know, get the rubber flying, all that kind of stuff. But I there's nothing like where I'm like, I mean, we look better than them. But then I was just thinking, I'm like, you know what? Boston stinks. They're terrible. They're in the bottom 2 of the Eastern Conference. Now they're like, well, they're only a few games out of a playoff spot. If they go on a streak, everyone's so close in the Eastern Conference that it's like, okay, that it is what it is. So if you look at this lineup, or at the numbers, it looks better than it is. Okay, so you look here, Boston scores a goal in the first, in the second, and in overtime, and Vancouver only scored 2 goals in the second period. Like I said, Fraser Minton gets the first goal of the game. You know, and good for him. Number 93, someone said he looks like, reminds me of Nugent Hopkins. Like, is it just because he's number 93 or what? But he gets here on the power play, gets enough time to turn around and zip it in, and that was a really nice goal. But here's the thing that I'm having a hard time. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to talk about why I don't think that Vancouver is really in this game, even though they were. You look at the shots. I mean, we only had 5 shots in the first period. We had 16 in the second and 11 in the third. And it looks like, oh, man, we dominated these guys. But again, it comes to the quality of shots. So as you can see here, we got smoked, and I absolutely destroyed in the face-off circle. We lost by 20. Guys, 20 face-offs we lost tonight. 20. That's crazy. Then they had 2 goals on their power play. We got to stay out of the box. We only scored once out of 6 times. We had six They had 6 penalties, and we only scored 1 time. Now, granted, we should have scored more. There was a couple moments where we should have scored. So you can see there that they doubled us in penalty minutes. We could not stop them. We out-hit them by double. They had 5 more block shots than us. The giveaways were similar. The takeaways, we doubled them. So you should say we should have won this game, right? That's exactly what we should be saying. It's like we should have won this game. And at the end of the day, this game was entertaining, but the Canucks were not good tonight. They were not good. Now I'll show you why, okay? And I'll make this so it's a little bit smaller so that you can see this better. I want to show you the goals we scored, okay? We only scored twice, and it was both in the – by the way, Minton scores 1. Gets the overtime one, and Lindholm, of all people, of course, Lindholm. So, okay, gets the other power play goal. Okay, so Elias Pettersson, so Hronek passes it over by Buium, and then Carlson to Hronek to Pettersson, and it looks like, whoa, what a great redirect. No, wasn't with his stick. It by accident hit his skate. Watch the replay. It literally hits his skate. He did not kick it in. It just it happened. So, yeah, it happens. It counts. So he gets a goal. That's great, right? That's absolutely great. But in saying that, it was just it's a fluke. So, so you're sitting there and you're watching this game and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, well, that's fine. Now it's 1-1, right? Lindholm scores on the power play, which is frustrating. They barely got any shots on us tonight, as you can see. Actually 21, they stepped it up. We were destroying them in shots for most of the game. And then Hronek's power play goal is this, everyone. So O'Connor wins the faceoff, and then let's just stop it right there for a second. Okay. So you seriously, let's redo it. Okay, so O'Connor kind of wins face-off. Carlson gets the puck stripped. And next thing you know, they pass it out. Buium gets the puck back, passes it across to Hronek, and then shoots it in off of their defender, guys. McAvoy, it goes off of McAvoy. So if you look at it, and this is what some of you are like, RevTrev, you're being negative tonight. No, I'm just being honest. Look at this. Look at this, guys. So we're talking about both of our goals. Both of our goals went in off deflection. We did not score a legitimate goal the entire time. Now, I get it. It counts. It counts, okay? So that's the good news. Those 2 plays, those 2 goals count. It says deflected. Not by our player. Well, it was on Pettersson. It hit his skate. And then it hits McAvoy's skate. So it's like, you're looking at this game, you're like, wow, we were close. I mean, we outshot him. You just look at the box score, you're like, wow, this game's good, We're not that good. And Boston's not good either. Everyone's saying, oh no, we should trade for Zaka or Middlestat. And it's like, no, they're not good. They were 3rd line players, guys, tonight. Thankfully, we did not make those trades and trade one of our young guys to get Zaka. He's fine, but he's not a difference maker. And so just looking at this team, and it's like, it was entertaining because it was close. Even the frantic, when they're like, oh, the Canucks look like they're frantic out there, and they've got a frenzy of shots going on, and they slowed it down. They did the replays. And I watched it. I was like, oh my goodness. I just recorded it. I put it on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Go watch one of my reels or shorts, whatever they call them, and watch it. Pettersson misses the net by a mile, goes across the crease, can't get the shot off, hits the back of the net. How do you go from one side of the net all the way to the other, all the way to the other? So you got one side and you go all the way to the other. Pettersson had him, trying to get him go down, and then it's too late. You can't get the shot up. Finally get the shot up, and it goes behind the net. It hits the netting behind the net. Then Kempf, who can't score if his life depended on it, he has He has been good for faceoffs and good for defensive work, and that's it. We knew that's what he was. He's not a offensive juggernaut, but he shoots it into the defender. He shoots it into the defender, gets the puck back, and has a shot right on with Swayman, shoots it right at Swayman. Swayman does not have to move. He's in the butterfly. He's already there. That is the easiest thing to stop. The puck gets jumbled out. Sherwood tries to get it. It comes out to Hronek. He hammers it, and he misses the net by a mile. Or as us Canadians would say, and Europeans, a couple kilometers. Right? Like that, if you actually watch this game, there were only a few moments where I'm like, oh, we should score. We should score. Right? Again, you're like, RevTrev, you're being negative. No, I'm literally being honest. And if you like Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest, hit the like and subscribe, people, because I did not see a team that I'm like, this team should be winning this game. Our chances were terrible. And I don't even think Boston looked good either. We made Boston look good at times, you know? But they looked like they were going to score. When we got into overtime, I'm like, if we go to shootouts and Lankinen blanks them again, you got Blankinen in net. I love Blank. I love he's the finisher, right? The Finnish goaltender I believe he got nominated again to Team Finland for the Olympics. But you're sitting there and you're watching him and you're like, oh, it's going to shootout and we're going to win because Lankinen just stops everything. Like they're trying to like waste time. Besser's out there wasting time. And it's like this team isn't really dangerous at all. And then this just in, Besser's bad. Besser is on the longest scoring drought of his career. What is it? 15, 17 games? Hasn't scored a goal. He's making over $7 million for the next 7 seasons. Each year, he makes $7.25 million. He hasn't scored in 15, 16, 17 games. That's what's happening. That's another reason why this team's so bad. And you're like, well, he hasn't had a center to play with. Valid point, okay? Valid point. But, like, come on, Brock, there's got to be a moment where you get open and you get in a slot and you can rip it past the goalie. Like, there's got to be a moment, right? If you said you got 15 games, he's never played worse in his entire career, goals-wise, than he is right now. And DeBrusk was the exact same way. And so what do? With DeBrusk, let's talk about DeBrusk, right? They healthy scratch him, and he's embarrassed, and he's mad, and he's not impressed. And he goes, I hope that I can learn from this, and I can come back, and I can be the guy that I play the way I want to be. And he comes out, and he absolutely kills it out there. Like, he was the best Canuck tonight, and I don't think it was close. I couldn't even name another Canuck that was close to as good as Jake DeBrusk, and Jake didn't score. Jake looked dangerous out there. He looked like he wanted to score. That when I talked about they had their chances, it was Jake DeBrusk that had the chances. I think Carlson looked good too, but I think DeBrusk was way better than him. And I'm excited about Carlson and his contract extension and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at Jake DeBrusk tonight, he came across the net, did that, I don't know how he moves back and is, back and is to the net and then flips it up front and almost scores there. Then on the power play, by the way, he scores on the power play for us. I think 9 of his 10 goals or something like that are on the power play. And he should have scored on the one, but Swayman got his pad or stick or skate on it. And that should have been a goal. Had some good shots on there. I thought Jake DeBrusk looks fantastic. And so then you're starting to think there and you're like, okay, so that worked with Jake. But what about sitting Brock Besser? And I don't even know if that's a good idea, but it worked for Jake. It worked for Jake, everyone. And then Mitten puts on a show, comes to his hometown and puts on a show. Gets the first goal on the power play and scores in overtime. It was a beautiful goal too. And this just in. I still miss Zadorov. I full transparency. Miss the guy. This is going to be my rant about Zadorov. Okay, I know that the Canucks finally did offer him a decent contract at the end, but they ticked him off so bad that he was like, no, you know what? I'm getting the same or better contract. I think it was the same with Boston. I'm out now. Like they just screwed around with this contract and negotiations so much that it just ticked him off and he left. And everyone's like, you shouldn't pay Zadorov that much money because he's a third pairing defenseman. No, he's not. Yes, he was at times on our team, but when we went into the playoffs, he was a second pairing defenseman and he was worth it. He's worth it. He played the best hockey of his career in Vancouver. He played great under our system. He should have stayed. He should have stayed, right? Now, guys, and you're like, he's a third pairing defenseman. No, he's not. In Boston, he's the first pairing defenseman on the left. Like, it's him and McAvoy that is sitting there, and they're playing together. Like, this is insane. And you might say, well, he's leading the league in penalty minutes. We didn't need that, and I get it. But you need a guy who's got some toughness, got some grit to him. And in 2025, he was the number one penalty guy, right? And I don't know if it's because he's not good and he can't keep up with the play. I just think it's like he's rough. He's trying to intimidate. He goes over the line, gets in the odd fight. I don't know. I miss Zadorov. I like our defenseman, but I like Zadorov better than Marcus Pettersson. I do. And I know people have lost their minds when I said that. But I just look at his skill sets, and that's what you want on your team. You want to be tough to play against, especially when you make playoffs. You want a guy like Zadorov on your lineup. Playing against that guy in the playoffs stinks. It's awful. So, yeah, so that's my stuff. Okay, here's the big news tonight, everyone, and post it in the comments, okay? What's going on with Kiefer Sherwood? Do you want the Canucks to extend Kiefer's contract? You have heard it from me multiple times. I'm going to make a little video on this for all the other channels that we're doing. But, guys, girls, listen. I want us to re-sign Kiefer Sherwood. I want us to extend him. That's the kind of guy you can't let go. But in saying that, if you can get a first-round pick for Kiefer Sherwood, you got to send him packing. You got to send him packing. And it's not because I don't want him on the team. I think he's fantastic. But he's having another good year scoring-wise. He could get up to 30 goals. I think he'll get probably 25. That's going to break his career high again, 2 years in a row with Vancouver. He's a great hitter. That's, again, another playoff guy that you want. I don't mind extending him. But if you can get a first-round pick for Kiefer Sherwood, you've got to pull the trigger. And it doesn't matter what team, if someone actually does that. And Elliot Friedman goes on and says, heard that the Canucks have circled back and have offered Kiefer Sherwood another contract, but they're far apart. Of course, the reason why, and this is where Canucks management is looking at him, and it's probably the correct way to look at him, especially contract-wise, because think about this. He's a third-line winger. That's it. That's it, guys. He can hit. He's tough to play against. He can score a bit. I like him. Don't get me wrong. But how much are you going to pay a third-line winger? And if you can get a first-round pick, I would say even a second. But you're definitely getting a second, I think, for Kiefer Sherwood. But now they're circling back and trying to sign him. But they're far apart because they're offering 3 or 3.5, and he's wanting 4 or 5 million, up to between $4 and $5 million a year annual average salary, right? So it's just like you're sitting there and you're going, like, what the heck is going on in Vancouver? We're trading him. We can't wait. We're doing all these teams are interested. We're going to move him. We're going to move him. We're going to get all these great. Everyone, expect you're going to get a landslide for Kiefer Sherwood. And all of a sudden it's like, by the way, we've circled back the wagons. Guess what? They did the same thing to Brock Besser. I think they're kicking themselves and we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done that. 7 years at $7.25 million. My goodness. Being a Canucks fan is maddening. It is also super interesting because there's so much drama. There's so many storylines. There's so much stuff to talk about, to be excited about, to complain about. By the way, I'm going to be doing a video on the youth movement, which I think is really exciting about Vancouver. I'm really excited about a lot of things with Vancouver Canucks that way. But this team does not make sense. People were scratching their heads when Horvat got traded, let go. Yeah, traded. They kept Miller. I like that move. I love JT Miller. Then Miller and the rift and all that stuff, all things that worked out there. Then he's got a no movement clause. He only wants to go to one team. It's New York. Then we go and like give a first rounder for Marcus Pettersson, which I think a second would have been good, but then we tried to dump salary with it, so we had to give a first. And then Pettersson and all that's gone on with him and just like, wow, this is crazy. And then Rick Tocchet doesn't want to come back. Quinn Hughes is like, you know what, I'm not resigning. You might as well trade me, get something for me. And here we are. And now we're like, hey, we're going to circle back and go get Brock. Now we're circling back, and we're definitely trading our veteran UFAs. That's Kane, that's Sherwood, and now it's like, hey, we're going to try to extend Sherwood. Okay. Do you guys know what you're doing? Because it doesn't look like it, but I think you do. I try to trust you. Anyways, that was 22 minutes of ranting, guys. I'm talking about the game. I want to get into your comments tonight, okay? I want to get into your comments and hit the promo and dive into your comments. So glad you're here. So glad you're at the post-game show. But another point, we're going up in the standings in the way of more points. We want to get that top 3 pick. We'll see. Okay, we'll talk in just a second. Post your comments in the comment section, and I'll get to you. Alrighty, let's dive into this. Doing the post-game show here. I went on to Coach Rob is like here, said yes, I think they will. I went on with my my NFL channel and I said Canucks are going to win this game, aren't they? Because there's a bunch of people in the chat already, and Coach Rob's like, yeah, I think they will. Stewart is in the building. He's all excited about this team. Understands we lost 3-2. Galactus says Fraser Minton betrayed his province being on Boston and scoring the game-winning goal. Dell's all excited. Unfortunately, the Jets are performing better than us. They're still last, right? Hi, Coach Rob. Martin says, yes, awesome game. Moral victories. Ha, 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 ha. You know? Martin says, any EP40 fans get tickled by him scoring tonight, right? I mean, did I start him in my hockey pool? I can't even trade him. Nobody wants him. Everyone's like, I don't want to keep. It's a keeper league, and they're like, any non-keepers you want for Pettersson? No, but yes. Did I play him? I did not play him tonight. I did not play him. So he gets a goal, right? Gets a goal and missed out on him. I should have played him for John Tavares. Really? I just picked up Brock Nelson from Colorado. He scored 2 goals tonight, got the game winner. Austin Matthews got 2 goals as well. He's on my roster. And then Tavares, I thought he would at least get a point. Didn't. So, oh well. How do you know? Beautiful goal, Justin says, by Petey. Off the back of his skate and in. Coach Rob sees me ranting and says, here we go. Jets are really dialed in on that draft lottery. It does not make sense. They've got a world-class goaltender. They've got Scheifele. They've got Connor. They got a great defenseman. What is going on in Winnipeg does not make sense to me. EP40 only makes $1 million less than Connor McDavid, and it makes sense. Does he? I think he makes the same. Oh, is it a 12.5 million? Is that what it is? Okay, so there you go. 900,000. Nope. I love the way EP40 coughed the puck up in overtime, though, Dell says. Stuart is wanting to talk about EP40. Coach Rob says it's sad. At least we have had the Canadian juniors to enjoy a win. Ken, that's right. Tomorrow they play the Czechs, and Sweden plays Finland. What semifinals? Cannot believe that the United States isn't in there. Callum's not a fan of Boston. Martin, it's weird. I was happy for Minton as well. And I think did I spell his name wrong, or did you? I did. Minten. That's how you spell it. Okay. How did I spell that tonight? No, I put Mitten. It's Minton. My bad, everyone. This is how you spell it. Whoops. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. That's how we both got it wrong. But we're happy for him, right? Because why not? Team Tank 100%. Jack's on it. Happy for a close loss, Callum. That's a good point. Yeah, no way Jets lose 9 in a row under normal circumstances. Canucks need to pay attention. Pay attention. The Canucks they're not tough enough. I don't know about the Jets. Adam says Canucks 4. Now is team okay to suck? They can't. Okay. Canucks 4. Now is team. Okay. I'm not really sure what you said there, Adam. All I know is you're upset. You just came in to leave a comment and you left. Okay, cool. Good to see you. Good win for Boston. Keep them in the mushy middle. They're literally at the bottom, but yeah, I guess they are in the middle because they got 2 points. Justin says there aren't lots of great teams this year. A lot of mediocre, in my opinion. That's actually a really good point. Really good. Petey is a colossal waste of money. So far, he has. Dave, I watched that Seahawks win, and the Canucks get another loser point. I can live with that. The Seahawks have shocked the world. I thought they were going to win their division. I knew the Rams were going to be good. I did not think the 49ers were going to be good. But the Seahawks went into San Francisco and beat them on their own turf. And there was no point in that game where I'm like, oh, my goodness, looks like the 49ers are going to win this game. The 49ers looked so great against Chicago. So I'm sitting there going, maybe Seattle is the real deal and they're going to win the Super Bowl, at least go to the Super Bowl. It feels like to me, it's either going to be the Seahawks or the Rams that are going to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC North. The Eagles don't look good. My Packers are too injured. The Bears, I don't think they're that great. They have a great record, but they look how they played against San Francisco, who just got killed. I'll tell you right now, if Chicago plays Seattle or the Rams, I don't see them winning those games. But who knows? Yeah, anything can happen. Maybe they'll go to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I hope not. That'd be the worst ever. Boston played the Canucks like every other team does. They play them like, ooh, sheesh. Let's keep. Oh my goodness, you're upset. The Canucks are not tough enough. Okay. Dell says Rossi and Garland contributed. Well done. A week to month injuries. Yeah, it's discouraging, right? It's discouraging. I mean, Garland got slew-footed. I get it. Legitimate. Rossi's hurt again. I have Minnesota fans that are now following my channel because of the Quinn Hughes trade. They want to have some perspective. And they're like, man, Rossi just can't stay healthy. And I'm like, oh, great. Here we are with another second-line center who can't stay healthy. It's Hedl, it's Rossi. Now, Pettersson missed 8 games. I was like, can we have somebody that can stay healthy, please? Can contribute. Martin says, I don't know what management is thinking. Weakness will never win in the NHL ever. Thank goodness Minton scored in overtime. Lankinen could have won the shootout, dodged a bullet there. I agree. Callum says, in EPL, both would be counted as OGA, own goals. Oh, yeah, own goals. Yes. Martin, the Canucks are trying to wussy their way to wins. It doesn't work in the NHL. I feel bad for Foote with the team he has to work with, and Sherwood. He tries so hard. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, their strategy was to get to the shootout. That's what it looked like. Besser's dog just died. For reals? I did not know that. Besser looks slow, so slow. Yep. EP40 or Besser a scratch next game. Well, EP40 technically scored a goal, so they won't do that. Dreamer. I watch other NHL games, and there's a huge difference. Other teams fight. They stand up for each other. They hit. The difference between Canucks and every other NHL team is crazy. Yeah, I haven't heard about the dog passing away, so that could affect for sure. I know it affects other people. Team Tank wins again. It's the season tank, and everyone takes off next year. Maybe. I mean, who? Callum says Carlson, Sasson, Ogren did not suck. That's true. I didn't really notice Sasson as much, though. Do the Canucks have a psychiatrist? I think all the vets need to go see one. Do they, though? Because if you're Team Tank, we're in a good position. Where's EP40? Where's the Big Hogs? It's a good question. It's a good question, man. Something's very wrong with the culture in the locker room. I think the way the other teams play against Canucks is weird, too. They're walking on eggshells. Zadorov should have got a penalty at the end of the third. That's fair. Yep. But Canada, lucky. Russia not have a hockey team at the Olympics. Big Z and others would be hard to face. Yeah, you're talking about, Team Russia would be awesome. Their goaltending is fantastic. But yeah, they would have a great team. It's too bad they're not in there, but I understand why. Del, Zadorov does not lift the Canucks culture of soft Swedes. Okay, so let's talk about soft Swedes for a minute. Pedersen, okay, I'll give you that. Höglander plays tough. Okay, he's come back from an injury. He doesn't look the same, but I would never call Höglander soft. Ogren, I wouldn't call him soft. Leckermacki, again, not soft. Carlson, I wouldn't call him soft. Marcus Pedersen, I don't think he's soft. I don't think he's a tough guy either, but I wouldn't call him soft. Like, which Swedes are we talking about, Del, here? I don't want players who want out of Vancouver, no quit, no matter how good you think they are, Rev. That's fine. That's fine. You can want that. The players decide what they want to do. And it's a whole new world of sports now, Callum. LeBron James, Kevin Garnett and the NBA, they all went, they tried these super teams. They said, you know what? I don't want to just teams fire and get rid of players all the time. And now they've earned the right to say, you know what? I want to have a say. And you know, those new no movement clauses are given by the general managers and the president of hockey operations. So at the end of the day, we're creating those scenarios. So, and I have no problem that Quinn Hughes wanted to go. I'm so thankful he did it now, and we got a haul for him. I'm happy about that. So you can be mad. You can stay mad at Quinn Hughes all you want. You can do that. But you're not mad at Talkett. He got offered a massive contract. Zadorov, if you would have treated him right, he would have stayed. It's frustrating. Offer $5 million by 5 years. For Sherwood, I think that's too much for a third line winger. Yeah, man. I mean, you can do that, but the Canucks do not want to do that. Extend Sherwood, but obviously don't overpay. Take the first for sure. That's exactly what I'm saying. PA 5462 says Canucks cannot pay Sherwood of anything more than $3 million. His signing is not the right timing for this team now. I've heard that from a few people. It doesn't fit the timeline now. Look at how much we are paying Besser, DeBrusk, Kane, and EP40. I know. It's crazy. And the Kane one, it's $5 million for 1 year. So it's a rental at best. I think they're going to trade him. Justin, of course they want to sign Sherwood. They love bottom six players. So mad about the Besser signing. We could couldn't give him away as a rental. Now he's on a horrible contract. That's frustrating. I mean, just produce and we're happy, right? Dreamer, 2016 equals 2026 Canucks. Ouch. It's been 3 seasons now, 3 seasons for EP40. I don't know how people can defend him anymore. I mean, he's played better this season, but Justin says this management makes too many mistakes. I don't care if they try to fix them. They have been horrible. Or is it the owner telling them just to re-sign what we had because no one wanted to come here? That might be the bigger thing. I know that they wanted Ehlers, and he didn't want to come to Vancouver. They wanted Dvorak. He went to Philly instead. Who else? There was a couple other guys. Oh, they wanted Duchesne. Duchesne's no, I want to stay. I want to stay in Dallas. We got a shot to win the cup. It was January when he signed the contract, and it's 3 seasons later now. Okay. Cheap. Patterson forward to Carolina, get stage COVID, and Secco first pick, Jeff pick first round, Commanders, Carolina first. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Stuart. I'm not sure. I know you want us to trade Pedersen to Carolina and get a first pick. Okay, I get it. Jets weren't even supposed to be bad, let alone awful this year. I agree, Rod. Imagine the Jets getting a lottery pick, that being a beast, and then being a beast again next season. Dan, that's what scares me about them. Meanwhile, Hughes is tearing it up in Minnesota. 4 points, broke a Minnesota Wild record. Herbert, good to see you, man. Kelly, Duncan, hopefully with no movement clause that would handcuff this team more with all the guys already on them. Yeah, we got a lot of guys on no movement clauses for sure. Herbert. Sasson has been healthy. Knock on wood, he stays that way. Minnesota. Yeah, Hughes is playing good there. I'm mad at Tocchet, not Hughes. Dreamer says, ooh, interesting. Okay, this is what I think, Dreamer. I think that Tocchet knew that Hughes wasn't going to come back with us, and that's why he left. And do you blame him? I don't. But anyways. Dell says, hey, Trev, the good news, Canucks are expected to lose, so no need to throw the jersey on the ice. I like that. I'm so mad at this franchise that I can't even cheer the young guys doing well. Really, Dan? I want us to get that top 3 pick, so I'm okay. Zibanejad didn't want to come to Vancouver either. Martin, that's a great point. Man, he's good. Also, EP25 is not a weak. Exactly. EP25 is the opposite of a weak lead. I think it's just Pedersen is that you guys. Kelly says they wanted Roslovic. He's in the Oilers for under $2 million, say for X amount of years. I mean, that's the thing, dude. That's the thing. We can't even get a guy who can't get a contract from other teams. Like, I'll take hardly anything and go play for Edmonton. And it's the right move. It's the right move. That's the crazy part, right? Actually, Rutherford said last summer, Vancouver is not a destination. He meant NHL players don't want to play for the Vancouver Canucks. That hurts. Justin says, I mean, Tocchet did quit on us, but I can't blame him. Ryan says, have you done a video on reacting to Team USA yet? I have not. Are you talking about like losing against Finland? Yes, I have. I made one this morning. If that's what you're talking about, or are you just talking about them? I'll bring it up right now. I'll show you what it looks like. And it's under my Canada folder. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So I did a video today about Canada smashing Slovakia, and I talked about how Team USA lost. Now, if you're talking about Team USA Olympic team, I have not done that yet. I have not done any of the Olympic stuff, except for I did a video early on about who made the team or who who should make the team. I'm still surprised Bedard and Schaefer didn't make it. By the way, great goal tonight by Schaefer in overtime against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Wow, that was nice. Yeah, there's some players that should be. Sam Bennett's not on that team. Are you kidding me right now? So, but I think that's what you're talking about, right, Ryan? We'll just see here. The Olympic roster. I've not talked about their Olympic roster yet. But their goaltending is shaky, right? I mean, they're not supposed to, but I don't know. Dan says Matt Sundin took a week to skate back to the bench. That's a week. Okay, well, he hasn't played on our team in what, a decade? So Andrew says cement boots Besser and no feet Pete should never be playing in overtime. Let the fresh legs out there. I mean, this is the thing about everyone's like, oh, let Quinn Hughes go. It's like in overtime, he was fantastic. And he kept the puck and he tried to make things happen. That's what I liked about him. Hey, Trev, will you be spinning the lottery wheel soon? Yes, I will. But it's too early. It's too early. Is celebrating the right choice over Bedard? Yes, Justin, he is. Team Canada said it did not leave Bedard out because of the injury. Celebrini is on fire, guys. And you know who they're now comparing Celebrini with? Sidney Crosby. Wow, that's amazing. McKenna looks awesome. He scored a lot of goals. No, okay. I have so many strong opinions about Gavin McKenna. I'm gonna wait. I like him. I think he's got some good skill sets. I still want to see him this next game, and hopefully they make the finals. I want to see him. I'll see what he does. In my opinion, though, he's a pass first guy. He's not a goal scorer. But if he shoots the puck, then I'm happy. Celebrini is incredible. Sharks also drafted Misha. They're stacked. And they drafted Will Smith, guys, and he's injured right now. That team is stacked. That team, San Jose, is going to be good for a long time. So, Celebrini, no, I thought Bedard was injured. That's right. No, that's not why. They told it. That's not why. Team Finland juniors look vicious out there. They play tough. They gave Canada a run for their money. Yep. And they're going to give Sweden a run for their money. But I'm picking Sweden and Canada to go to the finals, but it could be the Czechs versus Finland. It totally could be. Yeah, Sharks rebuild looks so good. It took them a while, but they do. Dan says nobody, even us, are out of the playoffs yet. It's true. It's true. Haven't seen McKenna dominate. Me neither. I haven't. I really hope that we get a second round pick and take whoever is there, or second pick and take whoever's there, Stenberg or McKenna. I agree. Stuart's excited about Team Canada. Yeah, so that's where we're at, everyone. Okay, I got a big day tomorrow. I've got to run, everyone. It's been so good to connect with you. And even though the Canucks lose, I just love chatting with you guys about it. Thank you so much. Again, don't forget, I'm everywhere. Follow me on these channels. I'm going to make that video tonight. And what was it on again? I think I'll just rant about like how we didn't really score or anything like that. Like it went off deflections and stuff. There's so many things I could make videos on right now. So most of them I talked about with you tonight, but I'll make a couple small ones. So stay connected. TikTok, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. I'm everywhere. Follow me everywhere. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you. And of course, always, we're gonna believe in blue. We're gonna hope for that top 3 pick, and we're gonna say, go Canucks, go.